Well, you know what? We spent the winter down in Arizona. We came back up to Oregon a month earlier than normal. We got on the RV property about 5-6 days ago. We started doing some projects around here. And I got thinking, you know what? You should do a real quick video and kind of show what it looks like now when we get here in 2025 and what it looks like when we leave, headed back down to Arizona for the winter. So even though we've been here for 5-6 days, we've been doing some work. I'm going to spin you around. I'm going to show you what it looks like now. I'll explain to you what we've done and what our plans are for this summer, and we'll go from there. Well, we start pretty much every video walk through this property from this location, so why not again on this video. So if you remember from last year's projects, we added some gravel here, we put some shale down here, we widened the entrance to the property because we had a hard time getting in last year. This was a lot lower. It was just a pain in the butt if you remember. So that worked out pretty well. We built that up. You can see the tire track where the fifth wheel came in, and the truck we swung way out here to the side, but we did make it in okay. Then you might notice we have a new neighbor across the way, which you don't notice, but they decided they want to put a fence in. So they started putting a fence in. You'll see the fence line go up, which is okay with us, and he's going to put a fence along the front. All right, so we're just going to continue on. This area we haven't really done anything to yet, but I was happy with the way that the entrance turned out. So we're just going to cruise on up here. Again, you see that the fence is in. Darn Mother Nature, we had all this cleared out, no grass growing in the driveway, but that's part of coming back from our winter, right? Now, when I came in this year, you can see where the trailer tracked over here. Now my goal last year, I said, I'm going to make this gravel line right up to the left side of that pump house up there. So this will be all gravel this year. That's my plan, which will raise this up and not make us all cattywampus coming in. We won't be driving in dirt. And right here you can see where we did drag the jack this year coming through. So, but once we get this built up with gravel, that won't be an issue. And when our guests park up here this summer, they'll have a straight shot out, and that'll be nice for them too. All right. So other than spraying and running a weed eater, I did spray to kill some of this grass and weeds. We haven't done anything over here yet. The only thing I plan to do over here is, pick up the shrubbery over there, the down trees and the brush. We're going to kill all this out. We're going to leave this kind of natural. I was going to kill this out because there's gravel mixed in this grass, but Diane said just leave it, mow it. People can still park there. I did come through and spray some Roundup and actually a vinegar and salt solution in this area because, dang it, man. We come back and Mother Nature does her thing. Weeds growing in this walkway. We had it looking so nice. So now we come back each year and we have to work on stuff. All this was all empty of weeds, no grasses. So I sprayed this already, right? Oh, we went to Costco and we bought 4 patio pots. We bought some shepherd hooks from Amazon. We bought the string of lights last year. I love the looks of the lights on at nighttime. So we just did that yesterday, in fact. So that's there, that's new this year. Now here you go. Here's our patio lit up at nighttime with the string lights, our rope lights, and the patio light on the coach. What do you think? I just really enjoy that atmosphere. Put a fire pit out there in the middle of the chairs. Kick back and relax. Tell me what you think down in the comment section, what you think about it. We're going to put a timer up there because we had this casita wire. We put a receptacle right up there in the corner. So we're going to put a timer up there so it comes on and off when we want. I did pressure wash the patio when we got back. I had to do that. And then let's head over here. Again, the only thing I've done here is because grasses were growing up through the gravel, is I've sprayed. Now, for those of you that watched our videos before, this is a huge improvement. Remember, that is our leach field out here. And then they used to do a garden up over there. And where this concrete is, remember, see this concrete? Remember, there was a fence all the way around. And there's concrete poured all the way around out to where you see the opening to those trees. That was all fenced in with old metal posts and ragged fencing. Well, that is now all gone. And I went ahead and ran over that with a riding lawnmower once already this year. And I mowed this down a little bit already. But that is a huge improvement for those of you that saw what it looked like last year. And those two concrete pillars right there, they're going to be coming out here this summer as well. And then we'll take you up this way. So all that brush you see out here, this pile here, all those down trees over there, this pile here, and all the way out in that brush, if you see all those down trees, that was there when we bought the property. All that. I did go through with the pole saw and start limbing off some of the little branches, but we have a trailer coming. We already, as soon as we got to town, we were in town one day. We went to a spot over in Medford. All this brush will be gone. We went over to a spot in Medford, and we bought a 6 by 10 foot utility trailer, single axle, with a ramp door on it. So it's not huge. You know, normally we'd buy something much bigger, but we're going to come through and load up all this shrubbery and haul it off to a recycling plant here a few miles down the road. They could mulch it up and sell it for mulch or whatever. But anyway, so yeah, in town 2 days, bought a 6 by 10 trailer, and we'll just load that up, and that'll make that look a lot better. So anyway, all that shrubbery will be gone. And all the trees, I think for sake of saving cost, the trees love is pine. There's some oak out there. I'm just going to log it up, and I'm going to find a couple trees close together and stack up in piles. And just leave it there. I don't mind that look. So all this will be gone. And then, yeah, grasses grew up here. So that is what it is. Well, here, let me walk out and just show you some of what we have going on. So this I cut last year, stacked up. All this here I cut last year. We have some more down stuff out there, as you can see, laying around. I trimmed this up. I got those down trees there to take care of. And it just carries on all out through there, see? Just a bunch of down trees, and it continues that way well over the hill and around the corner. Just need to clean this up, make it look better, and take care of some of the fire danger. So as far as the front section goes, that's really what we're going to concentrate on a lot this year, is just cleaning up all that brush. You know, we're in Oregon, and it gets dry here, fire danger. Insurance companies been canceling people because they're in fire danger, extreme fire areas. It's quite an ordeal. And so that's going to be our focus this year. Not so much the patio. Our glorified patio is really, or campsite I should say, is really kind of like we want it to be. Now let me take you down below. We do have another project down there we're going to do, which is getting rid of an old outhouse and a building down there. So this area will stay a lot the same. We're still gonna just use it, have friends over, do our barbecues and stuff, and enjoy ourselves. And let's run down here to the bottom section and show you what we have going on. Oh, so I've been using the DeWalt 60 volt pole saw to do that lemon. Everything you see cut out there, I've cut up with a DeWalt 60 volt pole saw. But we ordered a 60 volt, 20 inch DeWalt chainsaw. So that's what I'm going to use to cut up the bigger stuff down there. All right, let's cruise on down here. I'm going to spin you around. All right, now we're going to head back down this way. I probably will do some more cutting in here also this summer and haul off some underbrush. This is cleaned up pretty well. I'll just clean it up some more this year. I cut all this pile last year with the pole saw. That log up there will be gone. And then what we want to do is down here, those of you that were with us watching videos last year, this was the original homestead spot back in the 70s. They had a manufactured home sitting down here. They had 30 amp power and septic and everything. That's why this is all barren. But what I plan to do is come down here and do a pad, maybe 12 by 20, something like that. And we hope to do maybe a carport, a metal carport, put down here. That way we can keep the trailer down here, lawnmower down here, that kind of thing. Before that can happen, we're going to have a guy that does a lot of work for us, who did our RV parking pad and all that. We're going to have him come down here with his excavator. I don't want to mess with this stuff. And I'm just going to have him demolish this. Just tear that thing down, throw it in his truck, get rid of that old doghouse back there, and get rid of this outhouse and fill in the outhouse. And then that'll clean this up. And I have to clean all this area up, but that will not be this year. Maybe if you look through the bushes, you can see the fence back there the neighbor's doing, because all this is our property, which we will probably never clear out, but this section here we will clear out. Okay, that's kind of our plan for this year. Again, if you saw what it looked like when we first got there, I'm going to put a couple of videos up here. I'll do a video walkthrough when we first got this property. I'll put a link to it right up here. You can click on that, see what it looked like when we first bought it. And then I think we did 6 videos last year of different stages, painting the casita, doing some landscaping, doing whatever. So I might put a couple up here, put some down in the description. But if you look for a playlist, just look for the RV property, you'll find all those videos. All right. Okay. This is what it looked like we got back here in 2025. I'll be honest with you. I asked Diane, we came back this year before we started doing anything, and grasses were growing in the gravel and doing all that kind of stuff. And I asked Diane, I said, what are you thinking? And we come back to all this work, like we took 5 steps forward last year and we took 3 or 4 steps back this year. Not really, but kind of. And her comment was, the money on this property would have bought a dang nice condo. And you know what? I can't argue that point. And if we'd have bought a condo, we could have just walked back in, opened the door, maybe dusted and ran a vacuum and been done with it. But then we wouldn't be out here in 5 acres, surrounded by trees and quiet, and no neighbors' TVs blaring through the walls, and listen to somebody argue through the walls, and, you know, whatever. I mean, nothing against condo living, just not necessarily our thing. But it does make us think. When we bought this property, if you watch those other videos, you'll hear us say that we call this our oh shit property. In case something happens to us, we have someplace to come back to and recover. And another thing we call this property is our 5-year plan. In 5 years, we're going to evaluate. Do we want to keep on coming back here and cleaning and doing what we have to? Maybe after 5 years of working on this in the summertime, it won't be as much each time we come back. But in 5 years, we're going to evaluate and see if we want to deal with this. And if we don't want to deal with it, we'll sell it and we'll find the next chapter. It could be in an RV community or adult living RV community, 55 and older, with all the accessories. Or we could choose to just stay here just like this after 5 years and keep doing what we're doing. Or we could put a small modular up here or something like that and still travel in the RV in the wintertime, go down south. I don't know. Anyway, okay, I'm done rambling. I get rambling sometimes. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it at all, have it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, consider subscribing, have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.